M-I-S-E-R-Y, it's the miserable media. M-I-S-E-R-Y, it's the miserable media. It's the miserable media.
It's the miserable media.
All right. Welcome back to this episode of The Miserable Media. I am your host, Brett Grau, alongside the lovely, talented, educated, intellectual Bondi Blue. What's happening, babe?
What's up, babe?
Chilling? You know?
Yes.
You know the name of the game. We used to be in the news, you know? Kind of suck.
Yeah.
And here we're here now to have fun, tell you about what happened years back, tell you about what's going on right now, have a laugh or two, try to make some sense of all this shit.
And
Brittany?
to make you not feel so depressed about some of the things you've probably seen on the news.
It's November.
It is November.
You know what that means in the local news business?
Yes.
It's
Christmas
sweeps.
time.
It's sweeps, baby. Sweeps.
That too. Sweeps. Yes.
We are in.
I felt like we were always in sweeps. Like, I didn't even care. Like, okay, we're in sweeps. They wasn't always going to give me no big package anyway. Like, they would throw them at me when they were expecting me to fail. But, yeah, nah.
Yeah, this is one of the inside miserable things about the industry. So, already, you know, the news is every day. Weekends, holidays.
Yes.
And now let's throw in 3 months out the year. You can't take no time off. You can't go on vacation. And for what? Like, nobody ever explained to us, like, what this sweeps are. All they did was rile you up about it. Come on, sweeps.
Like,
we gotta go.
Okay.
Like,
are we getting extra money because you motherfuckers did well during sweeps? Like, was it different from the last time we had sweeps? It's just always the same song over and over and over again, and there's never any satisfaction. It's like playing with yourself without having an orgasm. Like, when are we going to get to the end of this?
Nobody does that.
Nobody does that.
Never. Anyway, so like, I don't know, I guess it started off as a way for Nielsen. This is before technology evolved, but Nielsen, they would zap your TV every so often to figure out how many people were tuned into your station. Well, for some reason, they set aside these months, which are going to be special. Well, these are the ones that we're going to use to determine who's doing the best in the market and present them to the advertisers that want to spend money. But like nowadays, since they're not making any money advertising in TV, because we're constantly trying to push everybody over to the web and all, into the app and all that. And,
our website.
And they and they can tell rating.
Follow us on Facebook.
Right, and they can tell like to the minute who's watching and where they leave and all that. So I don't know what the point is anymore, other than to just like flex your muscles.
And also to have 10-minute packages, okay? Let's not forget about like the 10-minute entire block package that y'all gonna have to sit through. And God forbid, if it's the same who stole this, who took that, who spent their money on tampons. I mean, it's just...
Well, I never understood. So they're like, all right, this is the special time. This is where we really got to get to it. Give them our best stuff.
Yes.
Let's do something completely different than we always do. Like, why would you do that? It's like the people...
The same thing.
The people that like...
So different.
Right? They looking for...
We want your ideas. We want your ideas. Give us your ideas.
There you go. But here's 90 days of extra work that you can't take a vacation.
No.
Nobody can take no damn time off.
I mean, that has to be one of the best parts about not working in the news business anymore. This is going to be my first Christmas and my first Mardi Gras not working. And I don't know if y'all know, but down here in New Orleans, we work every Mardi Gras. There is no exception. Everybody that works at a news station has to be at work on Mardi Gras Day, except, if you're special. But
I know what you're talking about.
We know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna do it. Either way, I am so excited about Christmas. I was having relations with my husband, and I actually thought about Christmas, and it got me there quicker. I mean, I can't wait. It's a true story.
You are, babe. But so what's in it for us to win the book, the sweeps book? Well, we gonna get some donuts, baby?
Pizza.
We're gonna get pizza.
We'll get pizza.
I mean, if you win or not, I mean, you ain't gonna get no damn money,
Fried chicken.
But so whatever.
It's always something that's terrible for you. That's another thing. Like, they never have like a salad buffet, and if they do have salad, it's something that they made for an exclusive group of people, or it's the leftovers from said exclusive group.
Real quick, we seen some crazy shit before. Like, man, you could have like the most beloved on-air personality at your station go and schedule their wedding in the month of November and find that ass jobless.
Soon.
It'd be like soon.
Okay.
Thereafter.
Could not fire them immediately.
Are you seriously? Like that's
but waited.
What?
Waited. Like put it in a memory box.
You're gonna hold like a bride hostage to not know if her husband
have to
gonna
get
be
married and then come back to work to report the weather to you. Because
that's cold.
Because first of all, we want to explain that weathermen are so important. I mean, you could die if they don't tell you that there's a storm coming.
I never said it was a weatherman.
I said it. There's so many weathermen. Like if you watching us, you already know who the fuck we talking about. If you know what I'm saying, if you know who we are, you know what I'm saying. But if you don't know, then you don't know.
Damn.
And I can say that it's a meteorologist.
Bring it. I got my lawyer ready.
Ain't no names.
What's been in the news?
We are following breaking news. It comes out of the U.S. Officials say potential explosive devices were sent to the homes of 2 former U.S. presidents.
Brittany, man, look, there's a lot of reasons why I got out of the media, and we've talked about them, but like stories like this one is the real deal reason why I got out, because like, I'm sorry, there's an element of this story that I just do not believe.
Okay.
And it causes me to question what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So these devices, they didn't have any explosives in them. Okay. No explosives.
We're talking about the bombs sent to the Dems, okay? The Democrats. So, Maxine Waters, okay? Joe Biden, the Obamas, Robert De Niro.
I mean, look, I could make a device out of like a toilet paper roll and an avocado, and it's not a bomb.
Sounds like a bone.
But they kept on, but they kept on calling it, the bombing attempt. Bombing attempts, all these prominent figures. But it's not a bomb, first of all. And second of all, when you have an investigation, the FBI, they got an active investigation, especially one where there's involved like the high-profile political figures.
Right. And Biden is a former vice president. Like, he has security.
I tell you what they don't do is they don't show you pictures of the evidence. They would never show you the device.
But didn't they show us?
Oh, of course they showed you the device. And then second of all, you think, like, how come there's a crime scene and a news report at the house of Barack Obama? You know that the device
never
they call
reached his house.
Would never reach any of these people's. It's unbelievable. And then third of all, you don't find it a little bit cliche and like little fitting perfectly into the box when they find the nut van, the white nut van with the stickers all over it, and not one of them was faded at all. You know what I mean? Like very pristine.
And the fact that none of the bombs actually exploded. I mean, I'm not trying to be any type of conspiracy theorist, but the Democrats are known for doing shit like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there because that's what energy is telling me.
I mean, this is crazy.
All right, something is telling me that y'all like to do these types of things, and that's why y'all end up getting fucked up when it comes time to elections and people really wanting to be behind some of the Democrats, because when y'all don't know what to do, when y'all are, in a dirty fight, y'all do shit like this. And it's always kind of like, and I'm not saying the ones who actually were sent the bombs to did this, but it just sounds like something somebody did so everybody would be like, oh my God, look what happened to the Democrats. This is so crazy. And I kind of feel like you don't even have to do that. Like, we can already see. Shit's crazy.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. I'm a little bit surprised because okay, so we hearing that there was an attempt on the life of Barack Obama. And did you ever feel like
Not
this?
Really.
I mean, this would be hysterics.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And let alone
and they never
Hillary,
said anything, right? The Obamas never even mentioned it. They just said go vote.
That's because you knew this is some bullshit, right off the bat. And I'm glad we're getting to the point where people
They're like, what is this shit? We've seen enough television shows.
It's crazy.
No.
And the first one to be sent was George Soros, right? So I'm looking at a report from George Soros' house about this device that was sent to. How about, since you're there and you're doing the report, how about let us know who George Soros is. Nobody knows who everybody heard the name before, but since you're there, tell us what this dude does for a living,
right.
all right?
Bad reporting.
He's a political...
Who's your executive producer?
A political investor operative, all right?
Okay.
Tell us about the Open Society Foundation. Like, what does that sound like? The Open Society Foundation?
That sounds like some Kool-Aid drinking type shit.
Here's your chance, media. I mean, like, it's Open Society. To me, it yells globalism, a world government, all this shit. I mean, this dude makes his living off of, you know, investing in political operations, and then he gets repaid on the slick when these people get into office or whatever. I mean, this is what he does.
He's a lobbyist.
I mean, well, like, I don't know.
I mean, isn't that what they do?
So anyway, but George Soros, I'm pretty sure he's involved in the next story that we got anyway. So go ahead.
This caravan is not going to walk today. They have requested buses to Mexico City, not just for the women and children, but for everyone.
I mean, there is no way that this is not some type of organized, funded type thing coming out of Central America, running a damn train all the way through the whole of 7 countries to get to the United States. That's 7,000 migrants walking, right? I mean, and you can tell, like, I promise you, they have like some 25-year-old men in there that are like going the whole way and everything. But in the front, yeah, women and children and everything. They were marching for a day, peeling off into the whatever town they in, taking their $100 for the day, which is a lot of money for these people. And then every day the numbers fluctuate. But then the news today is that the Migrant Caravan, their lawyers are filing suit against America. Like, wait. The caravan has lawyers? You're eating your shoe and living in a tent and escaping asylum.
That's what we were saving our money for.
How does the Migrant Caravan have Johnny Cochran and some shit?
Okay, but you have to remember, a lot of these people, especially the people, and I hate to sound like, you know, these people and separate them from myself in this way, but whenever they come to this country and they save their ducats, they live all together, like, they really are conscious of the fact that they have to save their money so that they can do what they have to do when they come here. So when you think about that, that kind of does make sense. I'm not going to spend money on clothes. I'm not going to spend money on another place to live. I'm going to spend money on a lawyer so I can sue America and get in this country and, you know, live my American dream and shit.
I mean, if you're going to try to tell me that this is just some spontaneous uprising and these people want to get to America,
I mean, they know
you're out your mind.
I mean, come on now. The president does not, he's, you know, let it be known that he wants to build a wall, and he is not okay with these types of people coming to this country, even though these types of people do all of the grunt work as far as I'm concerned. They're the ones picking the fruit that you eat at the grocery store every day.
But besides the point.
Just saying.
The point is that they're going through country to country seeking asylum from oppression, right? And while they carry in the flag of the country that oppresses them, okay? Like, I never understood that.
Look at us.
Once upon a time in immigration, if you were seeking asylum,
we're actually kind of bullied into, you know, repping a flag that abused us.
Right.
But
I understand that.
How dare you?
I understand that. How about all the flags? I don't like. Don't get all sappy about a flag.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm not here for that. I don't like all of that, putting that into that material item and the idea of what you think America is. It is supposed to be about people.
It is. So these people, they coming through and they seek an asylum.
Right.
Well, here's the deal. Mexico, they got into Mexico. Mexico offered them asylum.
Don't nobody want asylum in Mexico.
Well, that's what they said. We deny your asylum. Well, I'm sorry. You can no longer then, by the rules of asylum, you know, plenty of rules to be able to be granted. You can't voluntarily say, no, we don't want your asylum. We want America's asylum.
Right.
You know,
it
doesn't work that way.
If Mexico's asylum was safe, the fucking Mexicans wouldn't be coming over here. But I hope, like I always say, if somebody would put money into Mexico's like police system, into their government, into their infrastructure, people would probably stop running from there and just start building there. Like, it would make more sense than leaving them destitute, like, oh, fuck them, we don't have to help them. And then when their country is ran by drug dealers and crazy people killing everybody and forcing people into child slavery and soldiers and all of that shit, everybody like tries to get away from that in their minds. But the reality is, if you would help them, if we would go over there and police like we do everywhere fucking else, then maybe people wouldn't be running from Mexico in the numbers that they are. But nobody wants to deal with that, because then that's actually doing something good. We don't want to do that.
But the verdict on this one, George Soros money got to be involved or some shit like that. I mean, they got lawyers. Let's go to the next story.
Well, Megyn Kelly looks to be parting ways with NBC.
Megyn Kelly. You heard about Megyn Kelly?
Of course I heard about Megyn Kelly and the $69 million that she still gets to retain after getting fired.
I don't know if this was like on purpose, but you know that they were probably looking for a way to get rid of.
Yeah,
because they'll never admit.
It had been several things that had happened.
What are they? NBC? Is it NBC?
NBC.
So you know that
she's from Fox. She doesn't fit. Like, I don't know why they hired her.
Well, you know, and they'll never admit to
she
like.
She looks like a lady demon. Like, you know, if she were in a movie, she'd be a lady demon. You think she was all hot?
Well, she was the hot number. Well, she was the hot number because she went against Trump in the election, right?
Yes.
And then,
but that was only because of the feminism of it all.
That's fine.
Like,
and,
ultimately, you can be a feminist and be racist. I've seen it.
Sure, and you know NBC, but NBC will never admit that, like, okay, the show was a bad idea.
Right.
So me, they're like,
You are not in this fucking video, Lyric.
It's cool. We rolling, baby. We rolling. So to me, it's all good.
He's used to commenting in mine.
It's all good. So you know they were looking for a way out. So instead of having to admit that the show's terrible, you know, what they're gonna do is make an issue out of it. Oh, she said black. She said what she said.
You can say what you want to. I think it was just like the last strike, like, you know, the hair that broke the camel's back. Okay, ultimately I think that I don't like when people sneak that type of passive aggressive racism into a conversation and act like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You're an adult, and I don't know where you grew up, but if you grew up in the 70s or the 80s, you did not grow up during a time frame where blackface was okay, bitch. Okay, Diana Ross is never going to be like, oh, thank you so much to the young white girl that does blackface when she dresses like her. That is a fucking issue. We are not characters. We are not cartoons. You cannot put paint on your face and then be a black person. Like, that is so fucked up. Okay, it is just not cool. And another thing, we were oppressed with those same tools. You cannot use the tools used to demean and degrade us to then try to say, oh, I'm celebrating this black person. That's what made me mad when she said that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, Megyn Kelly. If you know anything about the civil rights movement, which you work in the news business, you're a fucking journalist. You should know your history. And any journalist that acts ignorant about racial matters, you're doing it on purpose. And if you think I don't know what you're doing, get the fuck out of here. Y'all get mad when black people yell racism all the time. Do you know why? Because so many people nowadays like to hide their racism. And when we see it and we say the shit, everybody's like, oh no, you're overreacting. It is embedded. It is embedded in who we are as a fucking country. And you gonna tell me that it wasn't there?
Well, look,
fuck you, Megyn Kelly.
Ooh. Well, look, since the story, this is a celebrity-based story, you know, since we're dealing with that, I wish they would go ask a couple of celebrities, Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, how they feel about her blackface comments, because
they would be upset.
I don't know if you think they would, because they play that role. We got Jimmy Kimmel on the Man Show, dressed in black, blacked himself up as Karl Malone. Do you remember this when he played Karl Malone? Do you remember him doing Karl Malone?
No.
And he performed it, speaking in all the Karl Malone way. And also Jimmy Fallon did his Chris Rock impersonation on SNL. Black as a motherfucker. You know, look at the motherfucker.
That is not okay. How about you hire black people, SNL? That is not okay. I mean, I don't really fuck with them anyway. Like, they cool. Thanks for hiring the Roots, Jimmy Kimmel. Or whoever, Fallon, whichever the fuck one.
Yeah, we know. But I just wish, go ask them with it, because, I mean, that would be some shit if a reporter could be like, sir, did you get us her? You'll never do it. You'll never do it.
Did you find it?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay, he got it. So then it's a thing.
What do you think about him saying kick them in the shins, essentially? Start to get to that kind of political.
Well, that was Eric Holder.
Yeah, Eric Holder.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know they all look alike.
No, they don't.
All black people look alike. She almost said N. You heard her.
I thought she was being sarcastic.
She wasn't being
I thought she was being sarcastic towards the person who said it. She was like, because they all look the same, right? I mean, she's the one that corrected her and said
she was.
Who Eric Holder and this guy are not the same person.
All right, but how are we going to be selective about who can joke about this shit and who cannot? Like Hillary Clinton, like her white woman ass is able to fucking like if Trump would be impeached,
it would be a
tomorrow.
Issue. He would not be impeached.
Stabbed.
They were babies in cages. They didn't impeach him.
You're right. He
They're not going to impeach him over high issues.
He wouldn't reach impeachment.
Yeah,
He wouldn't reach impeachment. Get told that one to Jesse Jackson.
He's going to have to face fuck some 15-year-old white girl on camera before that happens.
To Hillary Clinton telling all black people look alike.
I think she was being sarcastic.
Yeah, she's trying to be funny. I thought it
was bad taste. You can't say that. Hillary.
You know what? She started the political correct movement. You know what I mean?
But I think I know what she meant, because they all look alike, right? She was like she was trying to buck for us, so to speak. And I got it, and I wasn't offended, but some people were, and that's why we should just, let us buck for ourselves. I'm getting tired of the whole white savior thing. So, let us buck for ourselves, Hillary. We appreciate you. You want to help us? Fix some laws, okay? That's how you can help us.
How about stay home and shut up? You know she's been whispering about running again.
Do it.
Do you want a second Trump term? Because that's how you get a second Trump term.
That is not how you get a second Trump term.
Running Hillary again against Trump?
I don't think anybody this time around is going to say she's the worst option.
Oh.
I don't think anybody's going to say that.
Oh, this is political suicide, and it's going to start World War III.
I mean, I wouldn't if I was her, but if she want to do it, that don't mean she's going to win. That doesn't mean she's going to win just because she does it again.
Oh, that's bad.
And she has to run against another Democrat before that happens. And I doubt that the Democrats will try to give her another election after this.
Brittany,
she can run. She can do whatever she want to do. That does not mean she's going to win. All I know is Trump better not get a second term. That's all I know. And if that's the case, then...
Don't run Hillary.
Damn. Why we got to wait for 4 more years of this nonstop bullshit?
Pray to God y'all don't run Hillary. Pray to God.
They're not.
Oh,
they're not. Hillary needs to go educate some people and make sure that the next female that runs for office does the right things. She just needs to be the lesson to the woman who will become president.
It don't matter. Look, the Democrats, they pick who they want to run because they got a super delegate thing. We saw that in the last election. It doesn't matter who the fuck goes. Oh, girl.
It's very beautiful eyes.
Your husband's in the room, girl.
Well, Turkey's top prosecutor says that journalist Jamal Khashoggi was strangled the moment he entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, his body cut into pieces.
So the journalist got killed in Saudi Arabia.
That happens.
I mean, but the media,
I'm sad about it.
The media is trying to get us into war with them. You know what I mean? Because it's one of them, a journalist, and you got to protect journalism.
That is a part of the job when you go over there. It is a war-ridden area.
This dude committed suicide. Essentially, no, he didn't. They killed him.
What?
But effectively, he committed suicide. This is a dictatorship.
Right?
And
it's not safe. It ain't safe.
Look,
what's wrong with you?
I mean, Saudi Arabia, they don't have a separation of church and state. It's Islam. And this isn't about Islam because just like there's a million different sects and different reform and all that shit. But Saudi Arabia is pretty hardcore. You talk about, they kill hundreds of people because of blasphemy. Kill women for driving and reading and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these are like our best friends, and we have an arms deal with them. All of a sudden,
course we do.
Oh, we supposed to go to war because this dude started talking out about the king? I'm like, I'm sorry, I ain't ready for this shit.
I'm afraid for your soul. That's all I got for you.
Well, they're like, look, if the time to go to war with Saudi Arabia was 13 years ago or whatever, because 9/11.
Yes.
We had the 9/11 commission.
And we knew that was where it was. It was not Afghanistan.
It was some shit. So
they was trying to make
it seem 2 years. It was. We waited 2 years.
No weapons of mass destruction.
Man, look, and I don't want to talk about 9/11 because I might come off as, good and crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Theorist.
Or whatever. I'm sorry. But let me tell you something. This is fact.
Okay.
2 years after 9/11, we waited for the commission to come out with their investigation, right? And they come out and they say 85% of it we could blame on Saudi Arabia, all right?
But that is not what we went during the war.
So what do? We go and kill their worst enemy. We are outraged, Saudi Arabia. Let's go kill the motherfucker that you hate most.
And then later on create an arms deal. That sounds like where's the money,
I can't say it, but with arms deal. Well, we're going to go fight a war with Saudi Arabia so they can kill us with the weapons that we sold them? We ain't ready to go to war with Saudi Arabia, media. Sorry that the journalist got killed for trying. Nobody is interested in you outing the king of Saudi Arabia.
We already know what it's hitting for. That's why we don't live there.
We know what's going on.
There.
We know what's going on.
We know. We can't do nothing about it.
Sorry.
We got our own dictatorship to worry about.
It's just crazy, man.
Oh, Lord.
All right, cool.
A New Orleans rapper shot and killed overnight in the parking lot of a Waffle House along Elysian Fields just before I-610.
Brittany, I don't know. I mean, we might be in the too soon category right here.
What?
Young greatness.
Yes.
We lost, rest in peace, Mr. Greatness. Young greatness. I mean, look, and this was like on national news. They didn't come out and say, you know, we're sorry to tell you, young greatness has passed away.
No idea who that is.
No, but it just
idea who that
this
is.
happened to be the everyday murder that we're covering in the morning, you know, in New Orleans.
Right. There's always a 5 a.m. murder.
Sure, 5 a.m. murder. We're like, oh, all right, we got a name, and they came out with young greatness. I don't guess that wasn't the name that they come out.
Was that the rapper?
Look, yeah,
rapper?
Like the only reason I always thought it was funny when some nerd, you know, white morning anchor got to pronounce rappers' names.
Young
you know what I mean?
Greatness.
We understand that Mr. Greatness.
Little Wayne.
We understand that Mr. Greatness hit was
Jay-Z.
Bring the moolah, bitch. You know, or something. It's like, but rest in peace, young greatness. How come all our New Orleans rappers got to be, you know, gunned down, man? Going back to Pimp Daddy. All the way, you know what I'm saying?
Crab in the barrel mentality in New Orleans, especially in the areas, you know, heavily populated by ignorant ass black people. Like, you know, cover y'all ears, white folks. I'm sorry, they're ignorant ass white people too. We know it, okay? They live in Metric, okay? And some other places around town. But specific, the ignorant ass black folks that do not like to see somebody else prosper. And it was the same thing that happened with
Magnolia?
No, not Magnolia. No, huh? No, y'all know
what
I'm
I'm
talking
Pimp
about?
Daddy. I mean, you got so many people gunned down in New Orleans.
I know his real name. Messy Maya. Messy Maya. It was the same thing that happened with Messy Maya. Messy Maya was murdered right before his kid was born. Can I finish? Okay. It was Messy Maya. Messy Maya was murdered down here in New Orleans some years ago. Y'all might have heard his voice in the Beyonce song. Yeah, y'all. Oh, yes, bitch. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yes, I came here to play, bitch. Yeah, all right, that was him. All right, and he got murdered down here. And I think it's because a lot of the times when they see somebody shining, they don't want to see them shining. So they find a way to beef out with them, step on their tennis shoes.
Look,
you know, get the fuck out my face.
Rest in peace, young greatness. I celebrate the guy's entire catalog. Really, like, nah.
R.I.P. Soldier Slim.
Oh, Soldier Slim. All right, fantastic episode. Please do us a favor. If you haven't already, go over, subscribe to our channel, share us, tell your friends about us, hook us up.
Like the video.
Get outside, help somebody.
Be nice.
I'll show you. It's all good. Oh, look, porn.
Oh,
Over my fucking phone.
Do you know that they call hunching tribbing now? I did not know
Dad,
that.
don't put. You better cut that shit out. Keep
tribbing. And I'm gonna tell y'all. Do y'all know how racist shit is? I'm gonna tell you how racist. You can't even look for porn without some type of racism.
Right? Can't even look at some ass on Facebook
do you know
without getting in a fight.
How annoying it is to look for ebony tribbing and then all white girls still pop up, or interracial? Like, that is so aggravating. And then when you're trying to find like a black search engine, they're always shitty. Like, what is that about? How racist and like primitive is porn that you can't give me? When I say ebony or black, I don't mean a white dude's dick in some black girl's face. That means two black people. Now, when I go to interracial, then that's fine.
Yeah, look, we got a wide variety of genres.
I'm sorry,
up in here.
but like, I don't want to watch y'all fuck, and I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all make terrible noises. Y'all say the wrong type of shit. I don't want to hear cock and cunt. That's terrible, okay? And plus, like, the white girls in porn just do way too. You know, like the black girls don't do all of that. They just kind of moan and groan.
We seriously talking about this? This wasn't nowhere in the news. So
it was on your phone.